just down the road from where I work, there is some stones, circle stones, Neolithic stones. They say they've been there for 3,800 years. Others say it's been there 2,500 years BC. But nobody really knows. What we do know is that the stones are there. I'll do a little video about the stones. I'll make some time to do that in the near future. These stones are found all over the world, and particularly in England. They are very common. Not commonplace, but common. They're all over the country. And it's one of those mysteries that perplex people. And all these stones, they have legends and myths attached to them. And these ancient stories are very telling. And they're also very simple stories that you couldn't really forget. These sites are all linked, and they talk about energy nodes, energy points, and connections between the various points. Ley lines, they call them. And ley lines are found all over the globe. Some of the bigger monuments, like the pyramids of Giza, and I forget what it's called now. Can't remember. Basically, on the other side of the planet, there's some big monuments, and it's all linked, and it's all to do with the energy lines of the Earth, or energy nodes and interconnections between the nodes. In the human body, there are nadis. And these nadis are like mini chakras, if you want. There's 72,000 on the left and there's 72,000 on the right. So there's your 144,000. 1 add 4 is 9. If the 6 was 9. Now, those are natural energy lines of the planet, or this realm, whatever you choose to call it. Now, if you look at mankind's energy connections, they are footpaths, roads, highways, freeways. They are like the veins, arteries, capillaries of civilization. But it's lost its way from the natural paths, from the natural pathway, both internally and externally. One of the interesting things about the Rollrights, the stones, which is close to where I work, is that there's a circle of stones and there's 72 stones, and the diameter of the circle is 108 feet. 1 add 8 is 9, if the 6 was 9. But 108 feet is 33 meters. 33. Who'd have known? And there's across the road in another field is the King's Stone. And the King's Stone is set further north from the circle. So the circle is representative of the body, the ley lines, the nadis in the body, and the King's Stone is the pineal. And on another path to the southeast is what they call the narrow path. Are some stones, 3 stones closely together, and they're called the Whispering Knights. So the narrow path leads to the Nadis, the 33, which then leads to the Kingstone. And it's simple symbolism to encode a story. And I'll show you the stones. I'll do a video about it in the future. And the reason I'm talking about this is to explain that there is a natural energetic system and a natural energetic grid, if you will. Now, humanity has obviously put its own energetic grid on top of that in the form of roads, railways, flight paths, etc., etc. And these are all communications between the various nodes. Some nodes are big, some nodes are small. So like a big node would be like London. That would be like a big chakra, if you will. And then of course you've got the smaller nodes, which are the nadis, which would be cities like Coventry, perhaps, Blackburn. And then you get villages, hamlets, and you get footpaths, B roads, A roads, motorways. You get the picture. Now let's introduce technology into the equation. A server would be considered a nadi. Google would be considered the Godhead. And subsidiaries of Google or affiliates of Google, like Facebook, would be a chakra. WhatsApp would be a chakra. And let's move out into space, shall we? Because these energy lines are in space as well. They're called Birkeland currents. Now, mankind has its own thing. Elon Musk calls it Skylink. And it uses electromagnetic energy in the form of Wi-Fi. So it's a copy. It's fake. It's not the real deal. It has all the trappings and all the attractions and flashing lights of the real deal. But people can't see the real deal because they're blind. They haven't gone within themselves to see it. So they are allured, beguiled by the flashiness of mankind's copy of what already exists. If you look at mandalas and then look at church windows, especially the ones that are round, when you meditate, some of you will see the mandala or the church window effect, and you will note that it's living and the colours are very vivid. That's the crown chakra. That's the face of God. Interesting, isn't it? In terra listing in, within, terra means land. So the land within. That's where it all is, folks. Everything outside you in the physical is nothing more than a external physical expression, manifestation of what exists in the metaphysical. On the whispering nights at the Rollright stones, people have been putting straw men on it, some kind of druid thing, like little wicker men. There was coins all over it as well, because people have been throwing coins on it and making vain wishes. There's a fence around it. It's probably just as well, actually, because I would have stolen all the coins. Nah, they're just like 1 pence, 2 pence, is it 2 pence or 5 penny pieces, 10 pence. If you really believed in that sort of thing with money, then why isn't there big piles of notes? Because people don't want to give up that kind of thing, do they? Anyway, just some musings. Those of you that know and are known, we're waiting for the day for the system to reboot itself, the real reset. Those that know and are known will be moved into position for the great day, for the great work. You might not understand the whys and wherefores, but that doesn't matter. All will be revealed. Yeah. And in the meantime, those that like to think that they're the powers that be are playing their silly games with their own silly resets, promising you the earth. And I'll ask you, what will it serve a man, an intellect, an ego, to inherit the earth but lose its soul?